Welcome into the PHNX Daily Bet Show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and leave a 5-star review. I'm Shane Diefenbach, joined, as always, by Johnny Venerable. How you doing, Johnny?
Hey, Shano, I'm up and ready to go. I've already done one emergency podcast, and now I get to do bets. It's rare that I get to bone up. What?
And you're up a bloomin' onion.
I am. We need a bloomin' onion tracker or counter for you, boy, because you owe me two now, which is going to be a gross display. I don't know if I want to splurge and eat both at the same setting.
We'll split them up.
Okay.
It's just, once again, pending on whenever you're able to leave Maricopa. I know they're keeping you there.
They've shut down the primary road, and now I have to come in via horseback. I don't know how to ride a horse, so that's kind of where I'm at this point.
That is a little scary. Well, you saw the headline and title of it. I think we're both confident that the Suns come out and spank Pelicans tonight.
Give them a nice little spank on their booty.
Sure. Before we get into the games tonight, though, we'll talk about last night, and I'll tell you why I owe Johnny another bloomin' onion if you didn't tune in to yesterday's show. I was very confident Nikola Jokic would have over 28.5 points, and he was on track to do so. He had, I believe, 26 with like 4 minutes to go in the third quarter, and then he got ejected halfway through the fourth quarter because he's tired of carrying that team. And I want to say something before we bring it up. I'm so sick of everyone saying the Nuggets are really good. The Nuggets are a great team. The Nuggets are a contender. Nikola Jokic is a very good player. Nikola Jokic can make a team a contender. That whole team is just surrounded by players that are okay on some nights and really bad on others. And when you don't have Jamal Murray, that team doesn't do much. And even with Jamal Murray, I just don't think it's enough. They need to figure out some things by themselves. Their offense just isn't great when Jokic is off the court. We've seen the plus-minus numbers. It's horrendous. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of people thinking that they're going to give the Warriors a hard time. The Warriors are very scary right now, and that's a team to be worried about, not the fucking Denver Nuggets. So why don't we pull up the props from yesterday? I know Johnny had, or that was supposed to say over. We know that, but I had over Jokic prop. He had under Steph Curry's 20.5 points hit. So 2 for 2 with Johnny's props, and then 1 for 2 with mine because Bojan Bogdanovic went crazy last night. As I said, he did hit his over points, rebounds, and assists just by points. I think he had 26 and he had 25.5 PRA. He had points and rebounds and assists galore. So that was very, very easy. I don't know why that was so low, but we take advantage of those things when we can. So
do I get to talk now?
Hold on 1 second. No, you don't, because you go on rants and I just sit here all patiently. And then when I talk for more than 2 minutes, Johnny's like, give me my turn. Give me the mic. Let me talk.
I've never gone on a rant. I'm always composed. I always like to give the floor to my co-host. Listen, it was the easiest bet of the year to call last night. I knew he would hit his under. This is just something I felt strongly about. And then, of course, like the Steph Curry line of over under 20.5, what he finished with? 34.
Yeah.
This is such a joke line.
He didn't start.
I didn't understand. Whatever. Okay. So we're going to talk about our picks from last night. But basically, to Shane's point, the Nuggets have they've gone from Chick-fil-A nuggets, very tasty, to let's call them what's about as bad fast food nuggets as you can get.
The pink slime nuggets from McDonald's.
Yeah, the pink slime out of a tube, McDonald's nuggets that are already cold by the time you get them home. You try to do some honey dipping sauce, not honey mustard, but straight honey. That's how my kids roll. It's not going to get the job done against that literal freight train from hell. I'm scared of the Warriors now. Yeah. We'll talk about it, I'm sure, as the playoffs go on. But we wanted to see competitive series, and I don't think we're going to get that. Not in the West.
Johnny, I don't think you understood what I said. Steph Curry didn't start the game. Jordan Poole started ahead of him, and he still finished with 34. I think he had 26 points in 19 minutes.
Was he a little tight? You have a little tight back or something?
I think he's just getting back into it, but it's just ridiculous that man can come off the bench and drop 34 or whatever it was. And Jordan Poole was arguably the best player on the floor last night. So, yeah, getting a little scary. But
did they get him that year they were terrible?
What's that?
Jordan Poole. Did they get Jordan Poole the year they were bad? Okay.
Or no, they got Wiseman the year they were really bad. I think they got Poole in a later round. Yeah, or in a
It's a good
later
franchise.
pick
I
in the
hate
first round.
how competent they are. I'm kind of scared for the Suns to go play there, because their fan base is legit insane.
Yeah. We'll go over from our picks from last night as well. I had the Raptors plus 7.5. So it was Raptor Awareness Day, and the Sixers were very aware of the Raptors. They killed them. I also bet on Fred VanVleet to score over 20.5 points, like off of the show. He had 16
Freddie.
at the end of the first half, and then finished with 20 exactly. It was disgusting. Jazz first half, easy lock. They stormed through that line, and the Nuggets. I don't know why I bet on the Nuggets. I hate the Nuggets. They did not do very well. Johnny,
Is that the last time you bet on them in this postseason?
I think so.
Mine was much of the same. I thought the Raptors would make this a competitive series because I think the Sixers are legitimate title contenders out of the East, but I do not see them sweeping series. I was wrong. The Raptors are no showing. I'm not even sure they're going to win a game at this point. Philadelphia looks like the kind of defense they're playing. I did not think they possessed. Watching them during the regular season, they gave up 100 plus points annually on routinely, I should say, and to give up 100 points. I think in back-to-back games is super impressive. The Jazz, listen, they're going to take care of business at home. I'm not concerned about them wrapping up the series. The Mavericks are too decimated by injury. They got a nice home win. That might be their only home win of the playoffs. And then we just talked about the Nuggets at nauseum. I did not take them seriously. Playoffs are different. It's a different animal. You saw Draymond mocking the hell out of the Nuggets and their bench last night at the free throw line. We forget, I don't, but a lot of casual fans forget, like, the Warriors are the closest thing to the Michael Jordan Bulls, I think, that we've seen in our lifetime. And they still have the infrastructure, albeit minus Kevin Durant, to put together a very scary championship run. And if you're the Phoenix Suns, and I'm not going to get on my soapbox here, Shane, but Draymond's missed time. Clay's back from injury, but he missed large stretches of the season. Steph's been banged up. Like, they're going to be at full health next year. There's no doubt about it. They're going to make some tweaks, but they're going to be favorites to get to the NBA Finals and win it. You have to take care of business this year. You have to beat them while they're down.
100%. Not to mention not only getting healthy, but also getting back Wiseman, and Kuminga is going to take some step forward. I think Kuminga is going to be fantastic. Obviously not playing big minutes now, but down the road, he has the body type and skill set to really make an impact. Klay Thompson getting better. He had 21 last night. Steph Curry's 34 points came in 23 minutes.
It's the death lineup for a reason. It's why I think DeAndre Ayton is such a difference maker. You have to re-sign him if you are the Suns, because that's where he gives you a physical presence I still think that the Warriors do not have. On the perimeter, you're just going to have to take your chances. But down low, that's where the Suns have the X factor, the differentiator that would always make those Cleveland teams going up against the Warriors that much more competitive, because they had size with Kevin Love and LeBron James and company. So you can't go small if you're Phoenix.
Yeah, and the reason why I think Phoenix won't be like those Cavs teams is because LeBron, when they got swept in that series in 2018, 2017, LeBron had 51 points in game one and they still lost. The Suns don't need somebody to go like that. They just
much
need
more complete
team defense. The only thing I will cheer for the Warriors with is their names that they give their lineups. The Splash Brothers, obviously everybody knows that, fantastic name, but now they're calling the Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry lineup the Splash Bros plus Poole, the cannonball lineup, because Splash and Poole. I think it's very fun. So
I like it.
Good on them. Well, if you want to take advantage of some of these picks that we're going to give out, or just want to bet on whatever you see fit, like a Andre Drummond over point total like Johnny, you can do so on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. It's safe, it's secure, it's reliable. Most of all, it just makes betting on the playoffs a little bit more fun. And new customers this week can bet just $5 on any team to win. Get $150 in free bets instantly, no matter what happens. So if you want to take a Karl Anthony Towns line for some reason and back the Timberwolves, you could do so. And even when they lose tonight, you get $150 in free bets this week. And if you're not a new customer, you can get up to $10 if your same game parlay doesn't hit every single day. A risk-free bet. Just do it. It's fun. So download it today. Use that promo code PHNX when you sign up at just $5 on any NBA team to win their game during the first round of the playoffs. Get $150 in free bets, win or lose. That's promo code PHNX this week at the DraftKings Sportsbook app, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for more details. Johnny, what do you like tonight?
So there are 3 games on deck for tonight. I gotta be honest with you. I was looking ahead to tomorrow. I can't wait for the Nets Celtics round 2, but we're gonna
Yeah,
have
you
to
were so
settle
excited that
for.
you wanted to bet on them today.
Yeah, but I'm gonna wait. It's called a tease, folks, for a reason. Tease it for tomorrow. The Suns are going to stomp the Pelicans, a mud hole up in them. They were dominating by double digits for large stretches of that game before they got lackadaisical the other night. They're going to take care of business. I think they win every game of this series by double digits. They're at home tonight. I love them to win by 10 or more points. We remember throughout the large stretches of the regular season, these numbers would be huge and they would cover more times than not. So keep the Suns train moving. The Grizzlies, are you going to participate in the postseason or not? Are you going to lose to the Timberwolves back-to-back games at home? I can't see it happening. Grizzlies -6.5. I think they win in a blowout. Give me Ja Morant. As much as I would love to see Minnesota kind of be the darling of the West and make an unconventional run, because I think we're due for that. I don't think it happens. And I think the Grizzlies are a lock in terms of their money line. And go ahead and take them 6.5, because they'll be the big emotional game for the Timberwolves the other night. They're going to have a letdown.
Yeah, this is why I really like the Grizzlies. Why don't we throw my props first? Mr. Ja Morant. 28.5 points is his point total over under. I am just smashing that over. I think he goes crazy. We saw him tweeting some stuff about the game after they lost game 1, and I think he posted something on Instagram of Michael Jordan saying they got one game, blah blah blah. I think he just goes stupid tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets close to a 40-point triple-double, but I'm just taking his points, over 28.5 points for Ja Morant. And then Trae Young, this line is crazy to me. 35.5 points plus assists. I think he gets there with just points. He played terrible in game 1. I think he finished with 8 points total. And I think that's why this line is a little bit deflated. I'm hammering this. Even if he only puts up 29, he's good for 8 to 9 assists a game. The only thing that worries me is no Clint Capella, so he doesn't have the lob to throw. But Kevin Huerter's been playing great. He has a lot of pieces that can shoot around him. So when he eventually does get hot in that second half, and he gets tripled and double teamed, I think he dishes it out and gets there with assists regardless. But I think he gets there with points anyway. And this is why I think he's going to go off in the second half, because of my picks today. I'm taking some first half sweeties. Grizzlies first half -4, and the Heat first half -4. We saw the Heat get out to a huge lead in the first half and not give it up. That was because Trae Young couldn't hit. The Hawks love getting hot in the second half, so I wouldn't be surprised if they end up covering that 7.5 line, even if they are down by double digits at halftime. So I'm taking the Heat -4 in the first half, and then I might be live betting the Hawks in the second half, and I think Trae Young has a lot to do with that. So those are two coupled things, maybe same game parlays those together on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. And then, as we talked about, I just don't see a way the Suns don't win this game by 10 plus. We saw their incredible team defense on display in game 1. I don't think anything changes in that regard, but they couldn't shoot the 3 ball to save their lives. So I think they get hot again, or I think they finally get hot tonight, and they just blow the doors off the Pelicans.
I'm kind of grossed out by all the people giving countless love to the Heat. What have the Heat done? They made it to the finals during the bubble season, which we've seen it. That was an anomaly. That season was a complete farce. I know they won 53 games during the regular season. They are not a contender in the East. I think they're well coached. I think they're a nice story, but there are legitimate people in the sports media, in the gambling sector, that believe the Miami Heat can not only reach the finals, but win it. Shane, really quick, what's your rationale on that? I would love to see the Hawks kick their ass tonight.
I mean, the Heat are the third best team on defense in the NBA.
Okay.
I really like how they play basketball. I'm a huge Kyle Lowry guy and a huge Jimmy Butler fan. I'm high on the Heat, not as much so as other people thinking they're going to make the finals. I don't even know if they get out of the first round, Mike Luke, or the second round, Mike Luke. But I do think they beat the Hawks. I just don't think the Hawks are ready, man. They've been doing this for the last 4 years. You know, Trae Young puts up gaudy numbers. Everyone freaks out, but then they get past the Knicks in the first round. Like, big fucking whoop. Who cares? I'm just not that high on the Knicks myself. Or sorry, I'm very high on the Knicks. I'm not that high on the Hawks myself.
We know you love your Knicks.
But yeah, I think the Heat are going to be fine in this series. It would be fun. I think they steal 1 or 2, but I think the Heat can move on pretty easily in this series.
Well, the Eastern Conference in general is just much more fascinating than the West. We are We have a collision course with two teams, two juggernauts in the West that will meet in the conference finals. On the flip side, I mean, Boston, Brooklyn, Philadelphia, Miami. I mean, there are very, very, of course, and then the defending champion Milwaukee Bucks. Like, there are 4 to 5 teams you can make a case to get to the finals.
Yeah.
I don't. That's not the case in the West at all.
For sure, I agree. And another thing with the Hawks is the Clint Capella injury. That really hurts. And I know he's not some crazy, superstar center, but he means so much to that team on defense when their defense is already lacking a lot. So that's gonna hurt. I think he's gonna get reevaluated in a week or so. It's not gonna be in time, and they might be down 3 games to none already. No. All right, Johnny. Anything else before we get out of here?
Check out today's episode, PHNX Cardinals Live, which is already up on YouTube. If you want to catch that recap, also subscribe to this podcast and that one as we talk Kyler Murray not showing up, voluntary workouts, take a deep breath. Is it a huge deal? No. Would you have loved to see him there, Shane Diefenbach? Of course you would. You would love to see Kyler Murray be there with his teammates. He's supposedly in Texas working out. So we'll continue to watch and monitor that situation leading up to next Thursday's NFL draft. We're going to be live at the Ainsworth. Shane's going to be there. We're going to be talking about, among other things, prop betting the NFL draft, which we will continue to tease here probably heavily next week. It's my favorite thing. I've already gotten several props.
Yeah.
Shane, I talked. Do we bring up the fact that Drake London, as of yesterday, over under was 10.5 on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Hammer the over. There's no way Drake London is going top 10. I believe it was minus 125. $200 is going to get you $160. Boom. Love that. Love draft prop betting.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of betting the draft as well. If you don't know about that, head over to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, check it out. We'll be explaining how to do that sometime in the next week. We might have a special guest on, so keep it locked in right here on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. You can follow me on Twitter at Shady. If you can follow Johnny on Twitter at Johnny Venerable. You can follow the show at PHNX_bets. Hang out with us in the PHNX Discord if you're a member. If you're not a member, head over to gophnx.com. Get your first month for 50 cents. You know what's going on. We'll be back tomorrow at noon every Monday through Friday. Peace, love, and PRA.